Hello and welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena. I see it's all women here so far. Annette, Judy, welcome. How y'all doing? Well, it may not be as interesting as the last one. It's always interesting here with everyone in chat. Yeah. I had to turn a light on. Normally at this time I don't have to, like in the summertime, because the sun's out. But we're getting ready to get some rain, so there might be a disruption. I don't expect there to be. Typically, there's not with rain, but who knows? I'm just glad it's cooling down. So, y'all may be expecting, after seeing the Wes Germer stuff, going for the jugular. Well, I can't go for the jugular on this one. Just can't. 6 stitches. Whoa. Hey, Mr. Lee, what's up? See you flying the appropriate flag. I'm sure everybody's heard of this woman and her story to some extent somewhere. Unfortunately for her, she was on Sasquatch Chronicles at some point, and since they've taken a little heat for the little hoax situation, it doesn't necessarily look good for her. But just because someone was on Sasquatch Chronicles does not mean that person was a hoaxer. So we need to make sure that that's clear. Many of the guests on Sasquatch Chronicles could have been the real deal, even though Germer may not be the real deal himself. Looking at the hoax stuff surrounding him, it would appear that he isn't the real deal. But he's chosen to try and make a name for himself in the Bigfoot community based on his experiences that were pretty much shown to be a hoax, and I don't know if his motivation is just money or if he wants attention. I don't know. But so I don't want people to think that I'm going after her, like that, because I can't say for certain one way or the other with her. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a story, and like I said before, just a story doesn't cut it, and even the video that she took doesn't cut it. Flag reminds me of Gasparilla Parade at Tampa Bay. So I'll play a few video clips surrounding this. Like I said, she was on Sasquatch Chronicles. She was on Bullshit Odyssey, telling her story. What's the story, Mr. Lee asked. You don't know this one? You should. I would have thought you heard her talk before. You'll probably jog your memory here in a second when you see some of this. So I'll just go ahead and play this one.
All I keep thinking about is, please don't get near us because I have my children.
Claudia Acme says she was walking down this remote trail near Lake Arrowhead when it happened. Are your kids scared?
Oh, they won't come out.
It was dusk, March 27, 2017. She says her two daughters saw it first.
They're standing right there, frozen, just looking at something.
And you're thinking,
there's a bear.
But she says it was no bear.
I swear to God.
She says what you see in this video she took that day is a Sasquatch.
He looked like a Neanderthal man with a lot of hair. About 800 pounds. Massive.
Perched in this tree.
I was trying to tell it, I know about you. Like, please don't hurt us. And that's when he just stared at me.
She called the authorities, but says no one believed her.
She goes, I'm sorry you saw a bear. And I said, no. This was no bear. Like, I know what I saw.
Now she's filed a lawsuit suing the California Department of Fish and Wildlife for refusing to acknowledge the existence of Bigfoot.
There's a lot of people that come on this trail, and I want public safety more than anything.
For decades, videos have popped up from all over the world, from people saying they've spotted Bigfoot. The State Department of Fish and Wildlife would not comment on this lawsuit. What do you say to those people who do say you're nuts?
Well, I'm in the medical profession, and I could understand where they're coming from, because I was never sci-fi.
I try to keep an open mind.
Mitch Dufford says he hikes out here often. He says he's seen bears, but never Bigfoot.
I figure I'd see tracks. You know, if there was a Bigfoot out there.
They actually use like hand movements, like you go over here. Very strange.
Ackley says she knows what she saw, and she's hoping a judge will agree.
I'm nervous. I used to come out alone now, but after seeing how big they are.
Claudia Ackley will have her day in court March 19th in San Bernardino. We'll keep you posted.
So you remember now, Mr. Lee. Hiveless, welcome. It's a bear. Here, I'm gonna play another one here. Give me just a second to get this on here. I need to talk to these guys about improving this stupid thing. Okay, here's this one go.
My daughters were about 10, 20 feet behind me. And as I turn around, I'm looking through, and I see the creature on that tree. So what I do is I continue walking closer to try to tell myself, am I seeing a shadow, a tree scrum? At that point, I see his head turn. So I know that I'm not looking at a shadow. And this is where I stop. And this is where everything pretty much happened. This is where my daughter videotaped from your angle to the tree right over here.
I swear to God. Mom?
Is it by the tree?
Yeah.
On the shoulder?
Yeah.
I want to go home now.
Did it move?
Yes.
Mom?
He weighed about 800 pounds. He had hair all over him, orangutan color. He also did not show his teeth, but he had black, solid eyes. And this is where he was at. My daughter saw two of them running at this point, where we have a 13-inch print in this area, and they run back here with the big guy. So there was a total of 3 Sasquatches that day. At that point, he started rocking back and forth, and that's when I knew it was time for us to go. So, okay, so then this is where his body weight was on that limb right there. I didn't know my daughter was videotaping the creature as I was standing right here, face to face with him.
So there's that one. So what do you guys think so far? Yeah, I believe so. I think it may have been 2017, and then the reports happened in 2018, but somewhere in there. My chat's playing up. Can't see any messages. I see that one. Hiveless. And the last one I saw before that was this one. It's a bear. So if you had something in between, it's a bear, and this one, it's not showing up to me on StreamYard. Let me take a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, YouTube isn't showing anything in between there either. There's 7 messages in between it. So if you're trying to figure out if they're censoring you, I don't think they are. But don't think they are. So you think she is she legit or is she hoaxing? Now, let's see. Hive says I can't see the chat history. I'll refresh again. Mainstream media needs to up their game. So you saw that she planned to sue the state of California for not acknowledging that Sasquatch exists. She says because that puts people at risk. They're not preparing people for everything that's out in the woods. Yeah, it's just black. Like I can't make out anything really. It just looks like a black area. And even if we could make it out, she could have had someone sitting up there in a costume, and there just wasn't any detail enough to remotely come close to trying to suss that out. So that's the problem. It could be legit, but it could equally be a hoax. She has a long history of interest in Bigfoot. You can go find like an old Bigfoot channel or an old channel under her name, and you could tell it's her. It's her girls when they were a little younger in there. And she's got this Sasquatch cake for her birthday. You know, and her daughter was saying on the video, "You're obsessed with Bigfoot." There's a video where I don't know who the man was in the video where she's like calling him a Sasquatch, and he's like, "I think she's talking about me." She said, "Like I see a Sasquatch." So there's your potential dude in the suit, right? Just saying, I'm not saying it is. There's the old videos where she's gifting. Before this event took place, she was out gifting Sasquatch. So there's certainly the potential for her maybe being someone who was tired of people dismissing her, and she finally wanted to stick it to them and say, "Look, see, I got it on video. There it is, and I'm going to take the state to court." But it could be real, you know. So we'll just keep looking at some stuff and see. I don't know if I could pull that off on the fly, and that I done clicked it out. She did a lot of interviews. The whole thing seemed a little suspect to me. Yes, but her daughter was freaked out. Yeah, what if her daughter wasn't in on it? What if she put a person in a suit up there and didn't tell her daughter because she wanted an authentic reaction? I'm gonna sue that lady for being dumb, Iveless says. I don't want to hammer on her too hard, Iveless. I'm just saying we don't know. We don't know, but there's some interesting things to look at, though. I need to see body language in her voice on telling. Can this be better with lighting? Well, I mean, you may want to go and see her interview on, damn it, I hate to send people to Bigfoot Odyssey, but she was on Bigfoot Odyssey and Sasquatch Chronicles. And she probably was somewhere else. I don't know all. Brandy's here. Welcome. Good evening, she says. Judy, hey, hope your grandbaby's well. Annette, Mr. Lee, Iveless. You sure you're glad to see Iveless? Yeah. I'm getting the little one ready for bed. Cool. Let's see here. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, people see stuff like this and they want to believe it's real so badly that they don't even entertain the thought of some of the possibilities that could be of a hoax. That it could totally be a hoax. I'm not declaring it a hoax. I'm just saying we don't know one way or the other in this case. Whoops. Her daughter might have the video. Hey, Bobby, welcome. Yes, I have much respect for Hyveless. Cool. Hyveless, you are the most highly respected flat earther in the chat right now. Congratulations. Whoops, getting ready for work. Respect. Okay. So if you have an encounter, like if I got some video, places I'm not going to show it. It's going to be a couple of places that she did. Sasquatch Chronicles, Bigfoot Odyssey. It looks like she's had a couple different YouTube channels in the past, at least 2, maybe 3. I'm not sure exactly. It's hard to tell. But put it on your own YouTube channel, or maybe go over to Squatch Talk and show it to them. You'll get a real good, honest assessment, or something to Sasquatch about. Or Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group. Go to one of the channels that are building a reputation of keeping it real, and not just saying, "Ooh, that looks great. That's awesome. That's got to be a Bigfoot." None of that bullshit. But she didn't have me to give her this advice a couple of years ago, and so she went on those channels and she did things like talk to the sun. Which we all know is a nice little tabloid from over there in Mr. Lee's parts. So, this doesn't help things. Again, she could be totally legit, but, we got some association with a tabloid now. Short Island Smallfoot, evening, Mr. Beard of Knowledge, and chats up, Mr. Lee. Net says, hey, Short. So, but I'll go ahead and play the video off the sun. We'll go ahead and give it a look-see. So you have to study this up. Rain starting to come in here. Free Spirit, welcome. New face. Well, there's no face. There's a big letter, but welcome. I'm from the UK. That paper is for the bathroom. Awesome. Bobby. Yes, I was saying hi to everybody. Just fuck yourself. Sailor say. So let me play the video on the sun.
He had hair all over. He had gray skin, solid black eyes. Yes, the mouth was closed, but a big mouth and big ears.
I swear to God. Mom?
Is it by the tree?
Yeah. Mom?
Is it by the tree?
Yeah.
To my amazement, he was right over there on that tree, in this V right here. And I was like thinking in my head, this is not really happening. And I'm trying to like absorb what I'm looking at. And then he starts to sway back and forth, and he gets faster and faster. And that was my cue. I have to go because I think he's going to come at us. I was depressed and scared to leave my house, and like thinking, how do I explain to my kids? Like my daughter said to me, my youngest, like, Mom, like you lied to us. You said monsters aren't real. I'm suing the state of California, and what my mission is to have the Fish and Wildlife prove of the existence of Sasquatch. I am suing them for their derelict of their duty, for them to prove to the world that they do exist.
I swear to God. Mom?
Is it by the tree?
Yeah.
We'll scroll down and see if I can find anything interesting in the article here. One of these articles had yeah, they're going to use a fake. There's something else, some other association that it appears that she's decided to engage in. Let's see, is that the tree? Yeah, that's the tree. I don't see them mentioning it in this one, though. I don't think. Let's see. It mentions here that she decided to set up a PTSD group for survivors of Bigfoot sightings. I think that's over on Facebook. Yeah, they're not mentioning the other name. That does not really help her with her credibility. So it might be in one of the other sites I'm going to show you. Yeah, I don't see them. I didn't think they did in this one. So let's get rid of that. A skeptic would not be convinced. No, it's not convincing. But I can't discount it as not real, just yet. But I can't declare it real either. The mom's only suing California because her kids were going to sue her because she said monsters weren't real. Damn it. Maybe that's it. Damn it. COVID's acting up. What was the outcome of the lawsuit? Hold on a second. I'm getting to it. It's another problem I have with the situation. Everyone remembers Harry. Yeah. So she went to the Sun. That don't look good for her. And so let's look at Let's look at this one. Newsweek. That's a little better. That's a little better, Claudia. That is better, right? Now, I don't think Newsweek is taking this situation seriously by the look of that photo they chose to use. If they were taking it seriously, you'd think they'd use a screenshot from the video of what's supposed to be the creature, or maybe maybe of Claudia, but nope, they chose this. No, I'm just kidding about that hiveless. I'm just kidding about that hiveless. So let's look what Newsweek had to say. So she claims, according to Newsweek here, that she saw Bigfoot. Two state agencies damaged her credibility when they proactively ruled that there was no such animal. So, okay, so it sounds like that's her angle for suing. In the lawsuit, she also states that by not acknowledging the existence of the creature, the agencies put Californians' safety at risk of injuries from a species potentially capable of inflicting great harm on us. She claims to have seen it most recently in 2017, but the agencies have hurt her livelihood, public image, and credibility by not confirming the ape-like species exists. I'm wondering how it hurts her livelihood, unless her livelihood is something involved, because I haven't seen where, I don't know what her livelihood is. I poked around a little bit trying to find out, but I couldn't. And so if it's like Bigfoot related, and is that why she is saying that? I don't know. So they're sure talking about her encounter. She said it looked like a Neanderthal man with hair all over him. So she called 911 to report the encounter, but the operator told her it was just a bear. And she says if it was a bear, there would be claw marks on the tree. So let's see here. They go into what I was getting to. So it says here that she filed the lawsuit in January with Todd Standing. So that's not a name I think anyone wants to associate with if they want to be felt to be credible. If she's worried about her credibility, why is she messing with Todd Standing? So that doesn't help. So Ackley is expected to appear in court for a hearing on March 19th. The court papers not only argue that Sasquatch exists, but that the state should be forced to carry out its legal responsibility to manage this wildlife species and protect its habitat. I agree with that. The state, they argues, also puts residents at risk by doing zero official research on Bigfoot, also known as Gigantohorridus hominoid. No, that's not the official name. It can't be the official name of the species. Who the hell came up with that shit? Gigantolopithecus. They're flat out saying it's known as Gigantolopithecus. That was someone's freaking guess as to what it might be. That's it's not known as that, and I certainly don't think it's that. Oh gosh. So she's choosing to associate with Todd Standing on this thing. Let me catch up with chat here. I'm getting way behind again. Hivis, if you heard the whole encounter on that other good show, you might be, I said I might be convinced. Brandy says there would be no way to win a lawsuit without undeniable proof of existence, right? Yeah, they were planning on, using some of her evidence that she claims to obtain and Todd Standing's evidence, and gets PhDs involved and all this stuff. Which could show. Who's to say they are or are not capable of what they are? I don't know. They're going to have to have a body, and the government is going to have to admit it, like they did with aliens. Well, they didn't actually admit aliens. If you look at the document, they admit that there are unidentified objects, but they don't, in that document, they don't appear to be admitting that they are of alien. They're alien. There was some mention somewhere. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was actually in the document that they have craft of not of earthly origin, but they're really trying. They're saying just enough to shut some people up, but I think they're lying. I think they know exactly where they're from. That's what they do. They lie. Claw marks, yeah. Hyla says aliens aren't real. Space is fake. Demons and interdimensional beings may be real, however. Yeah. You're stating that as if it's straight up fact, but most of the world doesn't believe that's a fact. They believe the science on this matter. Shit. Solid objects fall out of the sky. They come from out there. Meteorites. Where do you think they came from? I don't want to go too much into that right now. What do they know that we aren't privy to? Who, the government? About what? About the Sasquatch or the aliens? That could be a Sasquatch we are staring at right there. Who knows? It could be, but it could also be a guy in a suit. It could be a cardboard cutout. We don't know. Harry Man Hoaxes and Hoodwinks is here. I see. Welcome. Point Mr. Lee, master of hidings and camouflage. So, Mr. Lee standing by his other show he hangs out with. Net says, how in the hell can we be the only ones in this universe? Well, Hiveless B is one of those people that believes the earth is flat and we're under some kind of dome or something to that effect. The moon is plasma or something. It's pretty wild. Hiveless says he's claiming that the cosmology is wrong. There's no universe in the way you mean it. Well, we observe it all the time. So, I don't know what else to do. People don't want to believe their own eyes. You can see these things. Get a telescope and just get a good one. Get a good one and just look at shit for about a year, and then let's see if you if you are still gonna, I mean, what is everything up there? A hologram? Is there a black piece of paper above us with little holes poked in it and a shop light hung up behind it? I mean, what's going on? You know, why can they measure all these different things about in these spectrographs and there's so much. It's a massive body of science proven that there's shit up there. So I have to believe what I see, like the moon and the sun and the stars. No stars or luminaries. NASA lies about it all. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of NASA, but they're not lying about it all. I mean, and don't focus on NASA. I mean, this is the field of astronomy. Talk to the scientists, the astronomers. No legit pics of Earth from space, but let's not get into that. Well, shoot, you're going hard on it, man. You're declaring it as if it's a fact, but most of the world is aware that there is a massive body of science that proves otherwise, and flat earthers got nothing. I mean, they declare certain things as if they are evidence of something, but they really aren't. All right, let's see here. What else I got? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let me get this. There are too many steps to this StreamYard. Too many steps. BigfootBase.com. Yeah. So I think that's a video we just watched a while ago. It's the same video. She filed a suit against California. It's a lot of the same stuff is in here. Teaming up with Bigfoot researcher Todd Standing. Talks a little bit about her history here. Her interest began in '97 on a camping trip when something growled outside her tent. She saw something large and hairy and on two legs scurrying away into the woods. 17 years later, in 2014, sighting in Washington. Let's get to the case. Are more Bigfoot lawsuits around the corner? It's talking about how we're warned about bears, snakes, and mountain lions, and we need to be warned about this. Let's see here. So down here, it says, I'm looking forward to seeing how this Bigfoot lawsuit will play out. Todd Standing is now involved, and he is bringing in his own pile of overwhelming evidence in quotation marks, including expert testimony from academics like Jeff Muldrum. I should have gone down. I should have looked into that, see if Jeff Muldrum has since distanced himself from this thing, but I haven't. There's a date set, so we're going in with PhDs, with wilderness experts beyond myself, with wildlife biologists, with fingerprint experts. We're going to prove so beyond a reasonable doubt that this species exists. But that's what he said. Now let's say right here. That's what Standing said about the Bigfoot lawsuit in January prior to the March dismissal. So what happened is their lawyers advised them to retract and then start a new case because it was poorly worded and they needed to get more evidence together and do it right. So it was kind of haphazard, I guess. And so but I haven't seen any mention of it coming back up. I don't know. I poked around some. I just couldn't find any mentioning of this because, you know, I saw this interview, you know, a couple of years back with her, and was, you know, and I'm like, well, this would be cool because if it goes to court, then it'll force some level of acknowledgement. Like, they'd have a hard time if they got good evidence. They'd have a hard time shutting her down. But as far as I can tell, there's been the case hasn't been brought back. So I guess it's dead in the water, or they're not going to do it. Let's see if there's any funny comments down here. 2 comments. Someone named Lurch says, she looks like Bigfoot, female Sasquatch. And Ralph says, this is so stupid. Well, we didn't get anything out of that. Judy says, even when seen, we think, no, can't be, that's what I seen. There with a surreal trauma. Hey, Sandra Piper, welcome. Let's try and catch up with chat again. This release says, I've been practicing my growl lately and my whoops. Tree knocks, not so much. Oh, you can't leave out the tree knocks. Bobo is going to be disappointed in you. Away from your phone, Brandy says. Ivola says Ralph is right. Well, maybe. So there's a YouTube channel called The Drawings of Bigfoot. Doesn't have a lot of videos, but he did a video about Claudia's case here. And here it is. So I'm going to play that.
Is that this guy here is about 25 to 30 feet off the ground, about 25 feet, something like that. Doesn't look like it here, and it looks very close to where she's standing. But the thing is, you see here, this horizon line, I'm going to draw this here. You see where this horizon line is here? Well, this tree actually goes a lot further down. So in order to get to this tree, she would have to walk forward and then down this cliff, hike up a bit to the tree. So it's further away than it actually looks in this frame here. So what I did was I took a picture. I stood somewhat around the same spot that she stood, and it's hard to get the exact spot. I'll show you here. This is my picture behind it. I tried to line them up. You could see this tree. I'm going to show you 2 identifying marks in this tree that we're going to go off of right now is this break right here, which is going to be this guy here, and this knot in that tree right here. So I went ahead and did a rough tracing. So you kind of see here, this knot circle here. It's not exact. I get it. Hold on one second, but here, let's do this. I've been moving it around a little bit. You can see it's probably a little bit better right there, somewhere around in there. You can kind of see, right? When I took the picture, hips, knee, feet, like bent. You know, I'm not going to include that, but I'm just letting you know what she told me, how this thing was sitting. But it covered this much area here. Because again, when I was there, I saw the branch it was standing on. It was right behind this on the other side of the tree. So you could say that this height is just quite a bit less than what it would be if this dude was standing straight up. Let me show you something. Here's this picture, right? my picture. This picture. Notice this little knot here. Let's keep looking at that knot till we see the knot right over here. See? About the same height. I'm not going to mess with it. I don't want to move it or anything like that. But, you know, this size. All right? Again, hypothetical. I want to show you something. You see this? This right here is Claudia Ackley. Now look at the size. Look at that size. Claudia is not a basketball player. She's, you know, somewhere around like 5'2"-ish, 5'2", 5'3"-ish, somewhere around that height. Now, keep in mind, this guy's legs were bent. How about that, huh?
So, if it was real, it was damn big, is what he was showing. So that was cool that he was able to do that. Everybody's getting coffee. It looks like coffee for you, Brandy. I'm having a large glass of wine. Mr. Lee, you're always drinking. You sure you ain't got a problem? Heard anything from Mid-South, Sandra? I can't drink wine. Ugh. So, you know, that's all I really got to show about her. I don't know if she's a hoaxer or not. I just, you know, just want to point out that it could have been faked. You know, the pictures, the video just wasn't clear enough to make out anything. And even if it was, it could have still been someone in a costume or even just a cardboard cutout for all we know. So we don't know. We don't know if it was real or not. Whoops. Chat jumped on me. You're not an alcoholic. Waiting on my Oktoberfest to chill, Nikki says. Judy says, oh, Mr. Lee, I went out to Swampy Sloughs and Levi. Jeff says, what up, bitches? Welcome, Jeff. Brandy, not a word. Whenever he is, he can't post. Joe's here. Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group saying, what's up? Brandy says, hope he's okay, Sandra. It's been a while. Yeah. So yeah, I can't come to any conclusion about Claudia Ackley's case. You know, I can't say for sure. All I can say is, you know, she has interviewed on Bigfoot Odyssey, Sasquatch Chronicles. She was in the Sun tabloid. This doesn't help things. It doesn't prove anything, but it doesn't help with the credibility that she claimed was of enormous concern to her, and that was why she was suing the state of California. I mean, you know what I mean? If you're legit, I don't know. Now, maybe she didn't know about Sasquatch Chronicles hoax history. Maybe she didn't perceive Bigfoot Odyssey the way I and some others now do in the Bigfoot community. But she damn sure knew the Sun was a tabloid. If I have video and an encounter and the Sun shows up I'm going to tell them to get the hell out of here. That's what I'm going to tell them. I don't want any association with the damn tabloid. You know, I just don't. It's not going to help your credibility. And if she was worried about her credibility, why did she give them an interview? Joe says, apparently I missed something. I'll have to go back and watch. Yeah, it's a little bit, it's a few years old case. Claudia Ackley in California and her subsequently suing the state of California, and then Kate pulling back on the case and having Todd Standing involved, which is another thing that, with Todd Standing and his Gorilla Gloves thing, doesn't really prove he's not legit, but it doesn't help for him. So if it were me, I would want to distance myself from Todd Standing too. Something to Sasquatch about. Howdy, folks, he says. That'd be Sean. So anybody that's not checking out his show, you need to get over there. I know the Beast is on same time on Monday, but come on. Sup, Mr. Lee, says to Jeff. Boy, chat's starting to fly. Judy says, I took pictures and I can't wait to look at them. All the highs going down. You think she's telling the truth, Mr. Lee? I hope she is. I mean, I don't want anybody to I don't want to think badly of anybody. I just as far as I can see so far, there's nothing to, no solid evidence to, the video wasn't even clear enough to make it out. All I could really make out was a shadow. Now I'm sure somebody with a red marker can get out and then see this is where the eyes are, and this is that's the mouth, and it could be. I mean, it could legitimately be there, but we need clear pictures and clear video, and even that's not good enough because it could be hoaxed. I mean, I'm considering one of these days making a video myself. If I want to spend, it costs thousands of dollars to do it, right? But I'm convinced I can make a video that's just everyone's going to see it and think this is definitely real, and then I'm going to have to break their hearts because I'm not going to hoax. I'll be doing it to demonstrate that a hoax can be done, and it can be very fucking convincing. But I can't do that kind of thing right now. Hopefully things are changing. I don't know. So Mr. Lee thinks she's telling the truth. Do any of those help her credibility? I don't think they do. I'm dedicated my swampy pick to you. Something to Sasquatch. Hello. So, Mr. Lee says, this time last year, I would have believed any Bigfoot encounter story. Not so much now. Oh, that's good. That's good. Because, there's people out there that they're lying and making shit up and, for money, for attention. Maybe they're straight up insane. Maybe they're mistaken. Maybe they're not lying. They just think that's what they saw. Free Spirit says, I saw a big cat in the UK. I let the local paper know, and the son reached out for an interview. I laughed and ignored him. That was a good choice. I mean, for one, you could have been mistaken. Like on this property here, two people who are very familiar with the animals on the property and the cows and the goats and the dogs and the coyotes and all this shit running around here saw what appeared to be a black panther in a pasture straight that way. I can almost see the spot. And lucky them, I was here on site. So I went back with one of them to the location. Now, first thing I noticed was that area had been recently brush hogged. So that means if you're used to looking out your window, because they saw it out the window of the house, they can see this spot from the house. If you're used to looking back there and judging the size of things and the lay of the land, if it's been brush hogged, it could have thrown off their perception of scale, right? So we were walking around in that spot. There are some places where there's trees and some brush around the bottom of the trees, but it's been brush hogged around those areas. And we heard a sound. Sounded like a little meow. And we stepped towards the sound, and it was a very large black house cat, but it was a black house cat. And it took off running. So, credible witnesses that should be, good to go, but they could still be fooled. They could still be fooled because sometimes it's just hard to tell. The further away you're looking, the worse it can be. So, we were lucky that the cat was still there that's because usually you don't see cats out here. Cats out here it's a bad idea. With the coyotes, and I'm pretty sure these dogs would probably kill most cats. And so, it's hard for some people to admit that they could be fooled, their ego and their pride, but you could be fooled. Man, chat is flying. Yeah. I have a feeling you're not quite on board with that one. He may have been there to help with his findings. Not sure. Free Spirit what? I guess I pay attention to much other stuff. I never heard of this one. Well, there's a lot of cases out there, but so, I'm sure there's many cases that many of us haven't heard of, I had forgotten that she had been on Bigfoot Odyssey, but as I was kind of poking around for this, it came back to me. And I went back and looked at most of that again to refresh my memory. Brandy says, Sandra, I did not used to him not checking in. There's got to be that we don't know. Hiveless says, by the way, great show last night. Lockbeard fell asleep halfway through, but not on account of the content. Was just knackered. Yeah, I was too tired to be doing that shit myself, but there I was. Yeah, so Hyla says, you don't need to hoax, you already look like him. I already look like Sasquatch. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't. Man, I can't. Hoaxing pisses me off for some reason. All I see is somebody lying to me and standing in the way of scientific progress, that irritates me to no end. To me, people who sabotage scientific progress are preventing humanity from advancing as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and that endangers us all. You know, now Sasquatch may not seem like something that really matters to the survival of the species, but it correlates with other things. You say we're facing total annihilation. A big enough asteroid's about to hit that's just not survivable. You know, it's going to hit the planet and it's going to just obliterate everything on the surface. And we're not ready because we haven't advanced fast enough to reach a point where we can stop something like that. Well, every person on this planet who has stood in the way of scientific progress shares in some blame for that. From corrupt government officials to average people telling bullshit stories that muddy the water and slow us down. I see it as a threat to our survival. You know, as an overall behavior that some people have. Well, don't do in Oklahoma. They can shoot one. No, well, if you're talking about Representative Justin Humphrey's bill, it didn't get past committee. There's private interest involved, offering those big, like, I don't know, $3 million or whatever it is. That's not the state. The state was only going to be in the thousands. That's private interest, but so it's not like it's an official Oklahoma law, you know. And Justin Humphrey wasn't proposing shooting them either. He was proposing a trapping season for them, which in micro-national news, the Eternus Empire, which is headed by yours truly, Emperor Achaeos Salisbury, which founded in 2005, at that time recognized the Sasquatch people, the forest people, as citizens of the empire with full rights of any human being. And therefore, when Representative Justin Humphrey dehumanized them and with this attempted bill, and he essentially committed a crime in the empire's eyes, and he I demand that he comes before me. If you're not familiar with micronational stuff, you're just laugh. Anyway, Representative Justin Humphrey has offended the emperor, and he must come before me and kneel before me to accept his punishment, which is he must, on camera, apologize. Sandra Piper. Few people, last time I mentioned that, a few people were saying, off with his head. I'm like, no, we don't do beheadings. You have to really screw it up to justify a beheading. And I'm just not cool with beheadings in general. So Sandra says, Brandy, he was posting daily, then nothing. Last couple of posts, he was in the hospital. Then he talked about police harassment. Oh, crap. I don't like to say people aren't telling the truth. I would need solid proof without that. That's just another story. Yeah. I'm just trying to make people understand, because some people who are get pissed off when you suggest the possibility that they're hoaxing or they were mistaken. They need to not do that. They need to understand, look, you don't actually have evidence. You're making the claim that you saw something. You may have seen something. Speak English correctly here. But we have no way of knowing that. So So don't get mad if we're, speculating that maybe you did see something, or maybe you didn't, and you just thought you did, or maybe you're straight up lying. We don't know. We're not attacking you necessarily. We're glad you're sharing your experience, but I'm tired of some in the Bigfoot community acting like, oh, we need to not question them because we don't want to spook people from telling stories. I'm like, dude, we got enough stories. Stories ain't getting us nothing. Again, I'm speaking. That was perfect Oklahoma English right there. You know what I mean. We need to stop worrying about spooking people from telling our stories, because we got lots of stories, but more stories isn't going to get that ball down the field as some of the channels are putting it. It's a little sports terminology. I don't give a shit about sports, but that's what some people are saying to describe the situation. We want to get the ball down the field, right? We want to get some actual evidence and actually prove something. Free Spirit, you should have done it. Son offers big bucks. Yeah, but if you want to maintain your credibility, I wasn't mistaken. It was broad daylight and walked across the road in front of my car, just feet away. Brandy says, yes, Sandra, just continue to pray for him. Hopefully we hear something soon. It is a conspiracy, Timmy. Welcome. I gotta keep up with this chat. Some nights I can't keep up with this chat worth of shit. Haven't touched the sun since Hillsborough. No amount of money is worth dealing with them. Yeah. Absolutely right, Brandy. That's why I don't get hurt and defensive if people don't believe me right now. My encounter is just a story. Judy, I just think of it this way. If someone told me I was a liar when I know I'm not, I would feel pretty shitty. And I refuse to do that to someone else. Yeah. And I wouldn't say to her, you're a liar. I would say, I just don't know, if you're legit or not, or something to that effect. Hiveless says, maybe Bigfoot is just a hairy midget. What? Why would he be a midget? Free Spirit, just kidding. I live in London. The sun is a joke. Jeff says, some people will believe anyone that and aren't perceptive of engaging detail, body language, and consistencies. It's easy to tell when someone is telling the truth. It's genuine and detailed account. Yeah, a lot of times, but man, there's some people that are good liars. That's my concern. That's quite enough, Mr. 3PM. Brandy says, I agree, Jeff, but I wouldn't go out of my way without proof to question a story I simply choose to believe or not. Free Spirit says, agree, Mr. Lee. Do you remember when they sent a free paper to everyone? Bobcats and Panthers. Yeah, we got bobcats and cougars around here. Mr. Lee says, Jeff, I heard so many encounter stories now, and your encounter sounds very credible. Don Paul's here. He says, hey, y'all, I'm sorry I'm late, Earl. Been busy with family stuff. No big deal, man. I am just wasting a whole lot of time on YouTube. Hopefully it's not a waste of time. Hopefully it kind of grows into something, Maybe I can increase the production value and eventually maybe even hire some staff and all that good stuff, but you never know. Hey man, good to see you, Tom Paul. Mr. Lee says Mr. Lee says, neither do I. Have a bunch of liars. They're all a bunch of liars. Well, we talked about the Claudia Ackley case out of California. She was with her two daughters in one of her encounters and got some video of a dark area up in a tree that she says looked like a Neanderthal. A hairy Neanderthal was her words. And she started a case to sue the state of California, and she had Todd Standing involved. She interviewed with the Sun tabloid. She interviewed on Bigfoot Odyssey. She interviewed on Sasquatch Chronicles. And so, you know, to someone like me that doesn't contribute to her credibility, which she said she was worried about. She said that when the state and the wildlife officials said, "Oh, you just saw a bear," that they hurt her credibility. Well, if you're worried about your credibility, why are you interviewing with a tabloid? You know. So I'm not taking a hard stance on whether she had an encounter or not. You know, I don't know. Yeah, she could have actually seen something. She could have had someone in a suit in that tree. She could have had a cardboard cutout in that tree, but you couldn't really make anything out on the video other than it was like a shadow. Power's good. Still don't have power. Very hot and humid. 3PS says Tom Paul forced people and such. Jeff says, I had an encounter in Manitoba where I was attacked over the last 5 months. I have encounters almost weekly as I knocked at, whistled at, and followed in my research area. But I don't carry I don't carry cams, recorders, phone, etc. until the last of October. Hybla says to Tom Paul, good sir, finding more people that can see what's up. Breathe the jab every day. We are growing. Timmy says, just one sighting. It seems to me in an area like yours and Doug's, are there still any area there still isn't sightings every month? Haven't put on a mask yet. What happened to the flu? Yeah, the flu just took a break last year, didn't it? Just took a freaking break. I'm sure they'll explain that away. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Shoot. No, it didn't. It didn't. Jeff says, in my and Doug's area, there's sightings almost weekly by others in our area. That make me so suspicious of people with 30 encounters and 10 sightings. Know what I'm saying? Yeah. You're always behind the chat. We're used to it now. Now I think. I'm just going to have to just skip a lot of stuff in the future, I guess, Randy. Or start doing caps like you just did, or for people that really think they have something that I should address or a question to answer. I don't know. Jeff's seen him several times in his research area. Can't stop and stare at them or call to them or film them. It jeopardizes the entire purpose of trying to condition them. Yes, the flu has been bad for 2 years. Yeah, they renamed it. Yeah. Well, when they get kind of exposed, it was a full moon, but it wasn't a full moon. then they change your story because they have to in order to try and make it work. Once people expose that there wasn't a full moon. Yeah. I haven't had a flu shot in decades. And I don't intend to start taking shots for anything. I'm reasonably certain I can cure almost everything. Not everything, but most things with what I got here and some simple stuff I got on board the van here. Look into vitamin C, megadosing, and liposomal vitamin C. You really should. And fasting. Yeah, rebranded. My son is starting school Tuesday. He has to wear a mask and a face shield. That is ridiculous. No chance you could homeschool or maybe kind of work with some friends. Maybe if a few families get together and say, look, maybe one of the wives feels like she can do it and she's a stay-at-home mom, and then maybe she can homeschool the kids from all those families, and everybody kind of chips in a little bit of money to help her out to do this. Basically form your own small private school. They try to say, well, the kids that are homeschools, there's problems with it. Sometimes there is. Sometimes you got kooky people doing it, but like my brother and his wife homeschooled their girls before they went to kindergarten, and when they get to kindergarten, they test them, and they practically test out of kindergarten. All the other kids are there to start coloring in letters, and these girls already read and write and have started to learn a little bit about a foreign language before they even set foot at kindergarten. Public school is a joke. And they don't have education degrees or anything like that. They just figured it out. So, separate them from their encounters. Joe says, I tend to believe within limits people who have nothing to gain and more to lose by making up a story. Yeah. That helps. That helps a little bit. But if they're selling a book or something, now you got to throw that into consideration. And Brandy says, well, that's how I feel. This is the flu. I will treat it as such. They are wanting to randomly rapid test anyone at school. No way, not my kid. I might bring up Elon Musk taking 4 tests, the same test with the same nurse. So, limiting those variations and factors. And he got 2 positives and 2 negatives. So how did that happen? Either he had it and the test is wrong half the time, or he didn't have it and the test is wrong half the time. But when you look into the test doesn't even test for the beer bug. It tests for indications that could be indications of a number of things, and that they claimed were indications of this, and so it must be that. It doesn't test for it. It's not a legit test for it. The CDC admitted that they had never isolated the virus. So you guys really haven't proven it exists. I watched a couple on a show the other night sharing multiple encounters. He seemed very believable despite many odd details, but she kept looking at him like, am I saying it right? Saying this right? Yeah. Brandy says, I'm very selective with encounters. I only like to listen to the live interview stories. I prefer to see the person. Yeah. Dude, she looked afraid to say anything, like she feared his reaction, looked at him nervously throughout the interview. Welcome, Sasquatch, Wizard, and Irondax. Saying good evening to everybody. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Brandy says Sambucol has these dissolvable tabs that drop them into the kids' water bottles, gives them enough extra vitamin C and zinc. That's good. Very good. Especially if they're eating carbs. Carbs compete with vitamin C absorption, so you know, if you can squeeze in more vitamin C somewhere, you're just trying to, flood enough in there to overcome that situation. So that competition with vitamin C absorption goes away if they don't eat carbs. So, but good luck if your kid's already addicted to carbs, because it's standard American diet, and good luck getting them to give up, French fries and pizza and all that stuff. It's difficult because it's addictive. Carbs are addictive. She looked like the long-tailed cat. Yeah. Mr. Lee says he's blown away the first time he saw Todd Stanning's documentary. Now you don't believe it at all. Oh yes, the lovely Sandra. So very glad to say hello, says Sasquatch Wizard and Irondax. Pilot says, I want to know how to live stream. You said you use StreamYard, right, Lockbeard? Any pointers? Do you pay a sub fee? You don't have to, but they only give you, I think it's 20 hours a month, so that wasn't going to work for me, so I had to do a pay subscription, and there's other features with that as well. So if you're not going over that every month, then you can get by with the free, and you can bring more people on screen if you do the pay service and stuff like that. But I'm not bringing anyone on at this time simply because my internet sucks. So that's why some people try to say, well, these people are trying to make money and blah blah blah, and that says something. Well, not necessarily, because there's going to be costs involved. I can't be trying to do this at Walmart parking lot to get better internet service all the time. I mean, I could, but it's not going to be very comfortable. I'd be sitting in the middle of a blistering ass hot parking lot, and people are going to be like, what's this creepy dude doing? I've had it happen. I've had the cops called on me multiple times. So the reality is once I leave here, hopefully I got this job and I'm going to be moving, and I'm going to need to rent a place and get some proper internet, and there's all kinds of costs right there, so costs that, I don't want to pay, but if I want to do this, I'm going to have to do it, I think. So yeah. Because they won't run a line into your van. It moves around too much, apparently. What else about StreamYard? Oh, yes. This reminds me. I'm glad you brought it up, Hiveless. I did not know there was a referral link option with StreamYard. Otherwise, I would have used someone's referral link. I've put mine in the description, but if you have a show that uses StreamYard that you like better than mine, I'm glad you found something you like, and I want you to go use their referral link. You can use mine. I'm happy to take it, but you know, do it for your favorite show. You know, because you're helping support them. Now, with the StreamYard referral link, you get $10 off, I think, right off the bat, or you get a $10 credit. I think it is. I think it's a $10 credit. And then I don't get anything until you buy a service. So once you spend $25, then I get a $25 credit. But I don't get anything when you first use a referral link. You get a $10 credit right off the bat, as I recall. I need to make sure I remember that in the future if it comes up. But yeah, if you use someone's referral link when you get on the StreamYard, and I suggest you do it from your favorite show. You don't have to use mine. So don't feel bad about it. Okay? Zombie juice. Like you might prefer Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group or Squatch Talk or something to Sasquatch about. I'd be happy for you to use one of their referral links. Brandy says, I never watched Todd. I always heard people say don't watch him, but nobody would talk about why years ago when I first came into the community. So I went to see for myself what he was all about. Yeah. Probably a good thing. I'm going to skip because I'm way behind. Brandy says, my interpretation of Standing, I believe that he believes in what he's doing. He is incredibly passionate on live streams. I didn't go into it too much. Timmy says, bro, when I'd rather listen to Todd Standing over a lot of these shows, it's pretty bad. Yeah, extremely passionate. Just don't know anymore. Yeah, I don't know about him either, Mr. Lee. Brandy says, I looked at a homeschool. I went over all the options with my son. He's 13. He really wants to go in person, so I'm going to let him. He has been taught to be careful and sanitary. Yeah. Man, I would be raising all kinds of hell, and, going to the meetings and all that stuff, saying, look, you are endangering the health of my child with this freaking muzzle. It's not good to hinder a child's breathing, especially when this thing doesn't, according to them, really affect kids, although they came up with a new variant that supposedly does whatever. I'm not buying it. They've lied to us too much, and there's too many things pointing to the entire thing being a fraud. So screw it. I'm not playing. The schools should be lucky I don't have any kids that are in my custody, because I'd be down there causing all kinds of shit. But you got to do what you got to do, because a lot of people, both parents got to work, or it's a single parent household and that person has to work, and they're trapped. They're trapped in this situation. And the government knows it. They got people by the balls with this shit. So, Tom Paul says, yes, I pulled all 6 of my kids out of school after elementary school. My wife homeschooled them. One of the best decisions I've made as a parent. Glad to hear it, Tom Paul. Hivela says, Brandy, the test swabs have a cancer-causing chemical called ethylene oxide. The mask cause hypoxia. Yeah, and they cause bacterial problems. It creates a situation where bacteria can proliferate better, and those muzzles, there's been doctors saying this could be making these kids sick, or get sick more often, and all that. So be careful. And this is Brandy. It's hard for them to stay home. We had to last year, and my kids missed being with their peers. Yeah. That's the part that sucks. Jeff says, Todd Standing argument. Let's agree. The hand glove ETC was not good. he still took Meldrum, Stroud, and John B. out, and they all agree they had encounters. How do you affect that? I don't know. I mean, but just devil's advocate, what if Todd Standing has a little partner in crime running around in the woods in a costume? And any of these guys didn't get a good enough look to determine that. I haven't looked into that situation there, though, so I don't know. I don't know enough to really say anything strong about it. So Randy says, thank you, Iblis. I need the name of the crap on that swab. I couldn't track down the video I saw pertaining to that. 6 kids. Yeah. This is a man who has done the one job that any creature on the planet has. That Mother Nature gives a shit that you actually do. You could not do anything else as long as you produce offspring before you die. That's why I'm a donor. Randy says, Annette, my son did great at home, grade-wise. I helped him more than a teacher. The normal teacher-to-student interaction, or lack of it, I should say, was hard for him. Yeah, they've just made it so hard to have that. As they've slowly squeezed the economy over many years and made it too hard for one of the parents to be stay at home, which would typically be the mother, right? Allowing for the potential for more at-home education, help with, at least helping the kid to understand stuff, because when the public school is failing, definitely look into different ways of educating. It's cookie cutter at the school most of the time. I think they need to do some better evaluation of kids and individually how this kid learns, and then how you can, because you can present the kid one way and it don't work, but in another way it'll work. So yeah. If you give me your email, I put together a PDF on everything including the vid about it. I think Todd is credible, but the content wasn't coming, so he faked a lot of shit. Brandy says, we can admit Todd Sandy is quite a badass out in the wilderness. He's a smart guy. Has such a sweet location, though. That ghillie suit rocks. Oh shit, too late. Sorry about that, Brandy. Did I put it on there? I think I skipped it, didn't I? I don't know. Joe says, caught some weird stuff this morning before we broke camp. It was early morning, wood knock sounds and some weird sound under my voice right near the end. Uploading the video on my YouTube page. Get rid of this. Put this up here. All right. Jeff says, if you take John Imdernagel, Jeff Muldrum, Les Stroud out, and they all agree they had first-hand encounters, that's about as legit as it gets. And that's despite if he's faked hands and more. Possibly. I'm just not sure if, I don't know for sure if Standing, has a guy out there in a suit, I mean, did those guys see something up close enough that they can be certain it wasn't a guy in a suit? I mean, that'd be the question. Or in the case of Meldrum, did they find footprints that Meldrum could authenticate as actual footprints of something that big, proper, proper structure of the track, depth for the weight, and all that. I don't know. I don't know because I really haven't looked into that. So Hiveless says, Brandy, no. I try to post in the comments of a vid I posted on something. It's the same area. It's doing a very good job as well. Well, here's the issue too. Is Todd's using the suit gloves to hoax or as a way to interact and see how Bigfoot would receive him? Do we know that? No, we don't know that. Yeah. 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 What I've learned as an adult, I feel like I got totally robbed by public school. Totally. There was a few cases of good teachers, but a lot of bad ones. Good. Mr. Lee says, you know, Lockbeard is the best pirate. His TV guide is awesome. Lockbeard promotes the channels he likes, which are many of the channels I like. Emperor Lockbeard rocks. Thank you, Mr. Lee. Something to Sasquatch about says Coles analyzed a photo by standing. It's less than flattering, the results. Just because someone has expertise or experience doesn't mean they cannot be mistaken either. True. I have a homeschool program in place. I ordered the books for the curriculum they follow, so we are ready at any time if I decide to pull him or if he decides he wants to be pulled. And maybe his friends can come get homeschooled at your house. You know. This ending would be hard to reverse. Most free states in the U.S. no school mandates. Yeah, she prepared. No small business force closed. Ivis is like, start now. Wizard says the best advice I can give in regards to time standing would be watch each and every video from the beginning to the end. And two, I myself am going to create a video trying to fake it, but to educate. Yeah. I don't want to send him. I really don't. It's not easy to go against what he wants. I have Monday to make the call. Oh, good deal. Teachers union is a racket. Evaluating the teachers would be a start. Yeah. Boy, I hope not. We don't even have enough bus drivers right now. Yeah. Mom instincts. Yeah. Yeah. Engage the mom instincts. Nerd about anyone here now with my email. I don't know who will watch the replay. Well, if anyone messes around, we'll kick their ass for you. Kids are sick within the first week of school without a yeah. They don't need it. They don't need a pandemic for that. Brandy, I didn't even see it, and it's good. They need to go through that so their immune system can get the proper upgrades. Right? It needs to continuously be challenged, overcome, and become stronger. That's a good thing. That's why they used to put the kid for the pox, and put them. Say they'd have a little party and just get it over with, let it happen. Then listen to yourself. You're the mom. I'd be worried about Lee. I've walked on stilts since age probably 9 to 11-ish. I want to show you cannot run through the woods on stilts, even without a suit. But it should be funny to watch me fall. Yeah. Well, I know one guy pretty well that when I'm around him, the guy just feels like a giant. He's massive. He's about 450 pounds, 6'8", just this huge human being. And I feel like if he trimmed down a little bit, because he needed to be leaner to pull off Sasquatch, and we put him in a properly made suit, which my brother has the skills to do that, and that could probably fool about anybody. So has mainly he won't email. Quickly for sure, yeah. Mr. Lee says I rented Todd Stanning's doc on Amazon Prime. Not once, but twice. Brandy says the Wizard. I was talking about doing some comparison vids as well. I think it would be fun. I would need some kind of suit similar to a Bigfoot, and I just want to attempt their specific movements. Yeah. Just got it from the replay. The ones that are supposed to be impossible for humans, full disclosure, of course. Yeah. Wizard says, I can walk up and down stairs while holding my Hawk 6-inch knife and trowel. I can walk across 2x12 planks over high areas. I can run on stilts, jump and dance, but I will crash in the woods. Jeff says he saw a guy complain on Facebook that Sasquatch Chronicles wouldn't do his account. After hearing many SC episodes, I'm wondering how effed up could a story be for them not to air it. Yeah. Got turned down by Sasquatch Chronicles. It must have been wild. His name wasn't Dr. Matt Johnson, was it? Yeah. Because that's one that might not make the cut for anybody at this point. Let's see. Did I miss anything good? Sasquatch, that would be hard. Iva says, Brandy sent, let me know if you got it, and please send it to Lockbeard Mr. Lee, everyone. Thank you. Who was the guy? Did he have any connections to the people who have called Wes out lately? Yeah. So I kind of wonder what sparked, the recent discussions about Wes. Yeah, it's been years, but I kind of wonder if it was with the starting of the pay service, for his channel. Mark Dobman here, representing Down Under. Good day, all. What's up, Mark? Yeah. So, do you know anyone down there in Australia that is fairly similar to Crocodile Dundee? Because I think a lot of Americans have this vision of Australia being peopled by Crocodile Dundees. Wizard says, I can see the chat rolling along, but Lockbeard is froze up on my end. Is anyone else having issues? No one's said anything, Wizard. Everything looks fine here. On We'll go look at the YouTube end of things for me. Do a refresh here. It all looks fine here. We'll go look at the YouTube end of things for me. I wouldn't doubt if I freeze up every so often just for an instant, but so it might be on your end. Mr. Lee says I've been marinating olive all day. All I can smell is garlic. Oh. Yeah, it must be just you, Wizard. Awesome. Welcome back, Judy. Yeah, I might need to refresh. Mr. Lee says, Ned, I can see you. You're definitely here. Mr. Mark says, no different to the States, mate, although there are some rough heads about. Yeah, a lot of time when the subject of gossip comes up, I use Crocodile Dundee as an example, kind of how I think that although people can gossip to the point that it causes problems, they can take it too far. I think that gossiping is a part of the human normal behavioral complement, that it has a function in human social interaction that is good. And in the movie Crocodile Dundee, they were talking about the problem they had, and Crocodile Dundee, Dick Dundee said, he said, back home, when we got a problem, we tell Walt. Walt tells everybody else, no more problem. And I read that as, you know, if someone spreads the information that you have a problem around, then somebody out there is going to hear it that might have the solution to your problem. So it can serve a good purpose sometimes. It might be Jeff. Might be what he sent Brandy. Mr. Lee says, and there's sure been some gossip lately. Oh yeah, yeah. So, you know, it isn't always necessarily bad. I mean, I've been around people that made it bad. Like my last regular job I had, there was a particular woman there, and she made it bad. And I had her broke down like of course I would be technically, if I was telling someone this that was new, I was engaging in gossip myself, but I really was trying to help them, because it was really in their best interest to never ever say anything around this woman, like anything, because you just never know when something will get twisted. Because she would, you come in the room and she'd start asking you probing questions, and you're not really close to this woman, you're like, why does she care so? She's just probing, she's asking these probing questions just because she's looking for gossip material, and then she'll go and just start spreading it. It was like compulsion for her. And if she wasn't doing that, she's either gathering intel for gossip, or she's engaged in the actual gossiping, or she would start just attacking you on something, just aggressively going after you for something that often just dumb shit, or she would purposely say things to try and stir drama. She kind of four basic behaviors that she had. Don't let her fool you. She wants it. What's the gossip, Mr. Lee? Did you wink after you said that? Did I? I don't know. At which part? Hybla says, Brandy, it's legit. Took me 10 weeks to put together. Brandy says, I just had someone reply to a comment I made 2 years ago on a video. They're asking for timestamps. How am I supposed to remember that 2 years? Yeah. Tell them to just watch the damn video. Your videos aren't that long. Hybla says, Brandy only finished yesterday for my friends and fam. Please give to everyone. Yeah. It's not your, oh, is it Paula's video? We'll go over and see if I don't know if Central Florida Bigfoot's going to be on tonight. I'm trying to see if he's set up to come on tonight. Doesn't look like he's got anything up, so I don't know. Or the YouTube failed again. Goose, yeah, he's out there making noise somewhere. He's kind of scared of other geese for some reason. You don't even watch that channel now. Icon's here. Welcome. Says, howdy, Achaeos. Hello, chat. Glad I made it while you're still on. Yeah, well, for a couple more minutes. I don't know. I'm going to see if Central Florida Bigfoot doesn't come on. Yeah, I may hang around a little longer. We'll see. Hybla sounds intriguing. Hey, Icon. Canadian bombers. On the PC now, all set. Phone just cut it around my home. Oh, that sucks. No, you're here. I wonder, Icon and Hybla, did you see that new video from Ken? He actually talked about some of the things we talked about last night, which he's talked about before, but it was just, you know, it's funny that it was on his mind as well. Some of that stuff that he made a video. Joe says, well, folks, good night. Hope everyone's having a good Labor Day weekend. You too, Joe. We'll see you around. Good. Give me email, lad. What's your bid soon? Hybla says, yes, I think Ken was watching last night. Well, if you kept bugging him about Lockbeard, he might have actually come over to the channel. I don't expect him to watch my stuff. I mean, he's got over 250,000 subscribers, and he's got better things to do than watch my show. I want him to be doing science stuff. I mean, he can watch all he wants. I mean, it's his business, but you know, he's not. You know, we all only got so much time in this world, and I hope he can produce more before he checks out. Hey, Jen, welcome. Technically. Yeah. Jeff says, from what I've seen, no one who is at the Tennessee event has uploaded any content, so I think the signal is bad there. May affect CFB and Bigfoot and on. So CFB is there and may not be doing a show tonight. Be nice if somebody could somehow facilitate, all the YouTubers to be able to do their shows, like, say I had a hotspot that could handle the volume, pull in there and say, hey, do your show, bust out your laptop, come on, don't be trying to cop out on it. Sounds like it, Brandy. Leave a comment on one of my videos, help us my Addy, and delete when you copy it. Yeah, a lot of people went. Ivla says I was bugging him, and after you kiss his ass, I think he did a tribute vid today. Did he? Well, he can explain this stuff better than I can. I don't think either one of us can say it, like, because some of these things are just is not going to resonate with your average person. So like, it takes time to learn and to understand. So, and people want things in such quick, they want it quick, and they want it now, and sometimes you need to put in the time, and it you just got it. You have to put in the time with the subjects of field theory and metaphysics. You just got to. It's not going to happen in a 10-minute video. Joe. Yep, that's Joe. Brandy says, Jeff, I know my notifications are all messed up. They either come late or not at all, and the channels I have set not to notify still do. Huh. Yeah, that sucks. A lot of rain, I bet. You have to squatch out. Storms. Jeff says, I know Mogs, Connor, and 3 others with channels are there and said they were going to do updates, and none have so far. So they may not be able to. Wizard says, YouTube TV guide. Who remembers the old TV guides? Yeah. I kind of made it look like some of those did. If you look in the description of all my previous videos, I haven't put it on last night's, and it won't be on this one until I get around to putting it on the newer videos. But on all the older videos, I have a bunch of stuff on there. There's kind of a brief description of all the shows on this channel, and or ones that are planned, or I hope to do anyway. And there is a section talk about TV guide and what you need to do when you click on the link, and the link is provided there. There's a section for the music for all the intros, giving credit to the people the musicians, the artists, and their websites. Except for Patricios, I couldn't find anything for him. But his music came off of YouTube's music, so whatever. What else I got on there? I got some referral links at the very bottom, so just for random stuff, really. One of them's for StreamYard. If you decide to use StreamYard, definitely use someone's referral link. Don't necessarily have to be mine. Use it from your favorite YouTuber, because you get $10 credit, and then if you spend after you spend your first $25 on StreamYard, let's say you upgrade or something, then they get $25 credit. So it's beneficial to you and them if you use the referral link. I got referral links for a couple of credit cards on there. If you decide, if you're gonna get a credit card, you might as well use someone's referral links and something else. And then I have a section for Macabre Inside Studios, does masks and stuff like that, costumes, props, movie props kind of stuff. I mean, he could do horror movies. What he's mainly into horror movie type stuff, and he sells that stuff on Etsy. So that link's in there. And a couple YouTube channels that have a lot of really good information on. They're not really Bigfoot. They're not Bigfoot. Well, they're not Bigfoot oriented at all. One of them's Ken's channel, because you're going to hear me talk about Ken pretty regularly. And then the other one is Randall Carlson's podcast channel. So those links are there too. So yeah, it's in the descriptions of the videos, Sasquatch Wizard and Darn Dex. Icon says, suppose I should open my electronic YML thing. What? Said he might go live on Sunday. Good. I remember the TV guide. I did the crossword in them. Yeah, I don't have a crossword. Maybe I should make one. Ashley, how can I send you my swampy pics I filmed yesterday? Stephanie, hello, Mr. Lee says. Yeah, hello, Stevie B. Welcome to the chat. So it sounds like Central Florida Bigfoot might not be coming on. He should be on now normally, but if he's at the Squatch Out, he might not be able to do it. My email is in the description of all my videos. It's lockbeard@protonmail.com. Hiveless. Judy, send them to Lockbeard. Jeff says, hi, Stevie. Been thinking of you. Hope you're feeling all the love from everyone lifting you up. Yes, definitely. Yep. They're probably having so much fun. Filming isn't a priority. Oh, man. Slackers. That just sounds like slacking. Jen, Judy, Brandy, how are you ladies? Stevie says. Thank you, Breaker Daily. Randy says, send your pictures to dear old Captain Noah. Anyone remember that show? Yeah. Stevie B says, Jeff, I'm fine. I am truly blessed by the love and support this community has shown. I am so grateful for everyone. Yeah, good deal. Icon says, hi, Liz. Yes, you'll leave one, or yes, you leave one. Got no notification yet. Posh. Doing good. Happy you're home. Mark and Jen, how are you? Let's see here. And he says, hi, Liz, your email went into my spam folder with the warning that could be dangerous. You better watch your hive list now. You never know. You never know. pdhaywood@hotmail.com. Anyone who wants epic COVID PDF, send me message. You're welcome, Hiveless. Dangerous, Mr. Lee says. Stevie says, Lee, happy to be home. Been a bit swollen today, so I'll have used that as an excuse to lay down most of the day. You lay down all you want. Judy says, doing well. Every moment is a miracle. Yep, hello. Jeff says, when someone's driving and someone opens the door to get in and the driver pulls forward and stops long enough and does it again and again. That's Locke trying to catch up with the chat. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes I catch up, and then I think I've actually caught up. But what's happened is I guess I've had a little bit of a lull, and then a bunch of messages will show up all of a sudden. A bunch of chats will show up. It's 100% legit, Brandy. Mr. Lee says, Stephanie, I'm sure it's good to be home. Do you have your people there with you? Been thinking about you a lot. I would assume it's what is in the document you sent that they are trying to scare me away from. I mean, hey, it might be. You get all conspiracy about this. You could get all kinds of conspiracy about this. We'll check one more time on Central Florida Bigfoot. I don't want to step on him. I specifically chose 6 to 8 because there really wasn't anyone that at that time that I wouldn't want to be running at the same time. I don't see him on, so I guess he's not coming on tonight. And see sent through messages. Icon says, be right back again. Have to go over to a forum for a few. Well, maybe we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'm over time at this point, and pretty much said what I was going to say about the subject for the night. Probably nothing in it dodgy like more. I'm well protected across all devices. I'm not worried. Says no. Okay, send a message when you can. So I hope I've made it clear that I'm not calling her a hoaxer. I'm just saying that some of the people she's done interviews with don't help her credibility, and she seemed all concerned about her credibility. Association with Todd Standing doesn't help. The video she has doesn't show anything conclusive. I wouldn't consider it to I can't say it's legit. It might be though. I'm not saying for sure it is or it isn't. We simply don't know. Yeah, he's not live. What do you want to know about him? Yeah, look up the Choctaw Bigfoot War. They had a little situation, supposedly back in the day, that they fought some of them. They were mad because they were eating the kids and stuff. Yeah, I really can't tell you much, Mr. Lee. I mean, I'm a member of the tribe, but I'm not necessarily an active in tribal culture or anything. I don't think of myself as Indian or Native American. For those that don't know what we mean, I imagine there might be some people in the world that don't know that a lot of people still call Native Americans Indians, but I don't take Native American to be a legit name for them either, because of all the evidence that they were not the first ones here. They were not. Pisses them off when you say that, but it doesn't piss me off. I'm just like, that's just the fucking reality of the past, right? My Indian ancestors weren't the first ones here, and neither were my English ancestors, my French ancestors, my Swedish ancestors, or my Irish ancestors. Or did I say French too? French ones too. Somebody else was here first, but it wasn't any of them. It wasn't the Indians or Native Americans. It wasn't the Choctaws or the Cherokee, which I have a little bit of Cherokee blood as well. It wasn't the Chickasaw. I also have a little bit of Chickasaw blood. None of them. Now, some of them have some of the DNA from the original people because there was some interbreeding, but yeah. Steve says, Lee, I'm staying with my daughter who is a nurse. I have a huge support system surrounding me. Good. Chippewa. Yeah, I used to listen to that. I never was really big into country, but I did listen to that a little bit. Bear claw. A bear claw is a kind of donut. Shit. Not as far as I know. No Polynesian. You mean in my ancestry, or are you talking about the more ancient people that were here? If you're talking about that, they were Caucasian. That's why it pisses the Indians off so much, because the entire reason for them getting the reparations that they get from the government is that Caucasians came here and took this land from them, right? Well, as it turns out, there were Caucasians that came here much earlier that the Indians took the land from them. So everybody takes land from everybody else. You go far enough back and you'll find, that everybody fights wars. Everybody had slaves. Everybody, did all this shit at some point, because we're all human. And humans are assholes. You just got to give them enough time for the asshole to come out. Brandy says, Judy, I was checking to see if CP was live. I can rely on the notifications, so I can't rely on the notifications. So I went to his channel. So please hear people around you. Can't rely. Yeah, I think we figured it out. Sanders says, great daughter to help. I'm staying with my daughter also. We were blessed. Yeah. I got mail. Awesome. I'll check it out when I get a chance. Anyone following the Summer Wells case? No, actually. Is it like a Bigfoot case? You're definitely human. Sorry, I haven't come in touch. I think about you every day. Summer Wells, huh? Well, let me plug it into some DuckDuckGo and see what comes up. I don't use Google typically because screw Google. Occasionally I do when DuckDuckGo doesn't seem to be finding what I need. So there's a reward fund for Summer Wells. Says a missing child pertaining to Summer Wells who disappeared from a home on June 15th, 2021. This disappearance of Summer Wells. Huh. This looks like the official site. I'll go ahead and just share it on the screen here. Yeah, there's the official site to find Summer Wells. Official site for information pertaining to Summer who disappeared from her home on June 15th. So they got any kind of leads? They searched. There was a search. 500 acres, square acres. Searched for 3 or 4 days. Mountain terrain. So she disappeared in the mountains. Let's rearrange plant flowers. She goes, well, we know the boys aren't going to help Summer. Summer was in the house with the boys. She comes out and was planting flowers with us. The flowers are put in planters. Let's see. She put all the rocks on top, but she went to her grandmother's after we were done. She asked Grandma for a piece of candy. Grandma gave her a piece of candy. She told me she wanted to go back over with her brother, so I literally walked her halfway between the camper and the house. This picture's kind of making it hard to read here. I watched her go in the door, and I could see her brothers at the kitchen table. When she went in, I walked over and yelled at the boys. I said, "Watch Summer. I'll be right back." Got fixed Mom's knee brace. Was standing right there at the camper. I was over there fixing it. Literally, you can see my house from the camper door. She did not walk out that front door. So I went down there and I searched, looked everywhere I could. Then I went through the house and I kept calling for her, yelling for her, everything. I came out here outside yelling for her, everything else, and she was nowhere. So I called Dawn because I was freaking out. These are the words of Candace Bly Wells, mother of Summer Wells. Said, I can't find Summer. Get home now. He was like, call 911. So I dropped my phone because I had run over and get Mom's phone and dial 911 because her AT&T phone is the only one that works out here to call 911. So I called them and told them what's going on. Before the cops even came out, I went down and told my neighbors, Summer is missing. Will you help look? Just in case she did wander off. But I knew in the back of my mind, she's never wandered off. She never went nowhere without me. She'll ask me to do something before she ever goes and does it. And she's scared to go in the woods herself because we've told her time and time again because of the bears and snakes. I sent the older boys down through the creek. If they've got a walkie-talkie in their buck knife, they can go down through there. I sent all of them searching, and I went out in my mom's truck and went all the way down by the church, then went all the way down the other way, and I didn't see nobody even out and about. Then I went all the way back in a holler as far as the truck can go, and I didn't see nothing back in there either. When I was coming back up out of the holler, the cops were coming up in my driveway, so I just followed them up in here. I don't recall if Don was here before the police got here or if he was here at the same time they showed up. So they searched, I guess, 5,000 acres, all the mountain terrain. So she's lost somewhere in the mountains, they think. Huh. It's crazy. Still, you think I'm part Aussie? Duck, duck, go, yeah. Or is it? I mean, some people think Bigfoot snatch kids sometimes. So, it's potentially a Bigfoot scenario here. But maybe she just wandered off and got lost. Maybe there was a person involved. Personally, I think there are some of these missing person cases where, let me try to describe this. Like the area I was living in, it's karst topography, which means water is slowly eating out crevices and caverns underground all the time. And potentially you could be walking over a spot that looks like it's fine, but you had bad luck and you walked over it at the time when it was weak enough that you would fall through, and maybe enough dirt caves in around it that people can't see that there's actually a cavern down there, and you could be down in the ground somewhere and stuck, and people can't hear you. I think that's a possibility in some cases, but all right, Stevie, thanks for coming by. All I've seen and watch at the moment is Sasquatch. I'm slightly obsessed. Uh-oh. Well, you're just going to have to consume lots of Sasquatch, I guess. Yeah. Some of the people down in those places are acting like they're not worried about anything, but other people are communicating out of Australia and New Zealand saying, look, this is crazy shit. Our liberty's being taken away. The authorities are locking people up without just cause. They're beating people. There was a story here a couple days back, a woman who was on social media planning a protest, and they arrested her just for that. I think that was in Australia. And some Australians seem to not. They seem to not. It seems like their mentality is a little different than an American. An American, at least half of us, it's in our blood to rebel. You know, we want to be free, period. And so it may take a little more prodding to get people in those countries to rebel. And it sounds like to me that they need to, because this is unacceptable. Like in Australia, they're building these I forget the term. They're calling it like isolation camps or quarantine camps or whatever. Or they're building like one that's going to hold thousands of people, I guess. And it's an internment camp. It's that's what it really is. Come on, they're putting people in a prison in effect, just because they might have a thing, they might have a beer bug. Not acceptable. Yeah, Brandy. Yes, free spirit. Hopefully she is. Unfortunately, there may be a chance we're seeing this case talked about on missing 411. You know, it could potentially fit the criteria, and if she's not found, although she might be found and still be on missing 411, because sometimes they are found. So we hope she's found. Jen says, Lockbeard, it's a deep rabbit hole. I think the parents or dad is involved. Oh, really? So is there like a custody battle, or, I mean, you say parents, you know, it's like that one missing 411 case where, man, it sure sounds, I mean, I'm suspicious of the mom and the dad for some reason. I can't remember the name of the kid. Shit, it was a little boy. She was calling him little man. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. "911" thing threw me off. Oh, yeah. Usually as a family member. Free spirit, just always been intrigued, Miss Lee. Now I'm down the rabbit hole. How about you? Wizard says this is where law enforcement should incorporate a Sasquatch researcher that is familiar with the area in their plan to recover the child. Have an officer assist the researcher and use the talent. Yeah. The dad is an a-hole. It's terrible. Oh, okay. Well, they probably ought to take a hard look at him. I think they said she's 5, Brandy. My phones are no longer active. You can still dial 911. Huh. Even if there's dead, let's call you 911. It's crazy that they got that set up like that. That's good. And that the whole thing stinks of fake story that got out of hand. Now the wheels are falling off. It will say 911 only. And I know that for a fact. I gave it to my daughter thinking she couldn't do anything on it since it wasn't active anymore. Well, she sure called the emergency line. Well, it was her only option. She wanted to call somebody, so. That's crazy. So that makes me wonder. Okay, so does the government have set up nationwide full coverage service that we're not allowed to use normally? What the fuck? Free Spirit, I have had paranormal experiences. I wanted to know what the orbs I was seeing were. Then I found Bigfoot. Judy says, Mr. Lee, I share some hobbies, cars, band and farm. Support for y'all on the Sasquatch shares, fishing recipes, and my 4 grandchildren. So they can track it, yeah. Yep, ever so slightly obsessed. Lots of paranormal stuff happen too. There's more to this world than we know. Full authoritarian, yeah. But you still got some Australians that don't feel that way. But I think it's just that it hasn't quite hit them yet. I guess it may be hard for some people to deal with and accept that. Okay, it has truly gone to shit. And we are truly going to have to fight. Maybe it's just going to take some time for some people to come to that realization. Mark says, just as I've mentioned to Lockbeard before, that I would like to know where this information is coming from, as it seems somewhat exaggerated. You may not believe that, but it seems to be. Heard some of the hives. Sure, there has been some unrest, and protesters have also been violent. I do not want to start this debate, though. Well, ask, would you agree that a woman, like, it's been reported on, who is just trying to organize a protest on social media, does that justify her arrest? That would be my question there. I say no, and most freedom-loving people would say no. And there's video of the cops being aggressive with people. Judy, Annette, we are being corralled into our FEMA gated communities. Yeah. I don't think Summer's case was Bigfoot related. Welcome, Holly Gout. Welcome. Yeah, just throwing it out there. It sounds like there might be some more information we don't see on this site, and so it might be her father or somebody might be involved. Yeah, it's not. TFE, welcome. Camp never. I'll take care of my family. I have knowledge in many areas. Glad my dad taught me how to butcher, then preserve. Mark, good idea to investigate where the trails lead. Yeah. Just look into it. This says I went through a phase of morbid curiosity and watched Dateline murder stories on repeat. Randy says there are multiple emergency numbers. There's 911, 211, I believe 611. I know there's a few more as well, but I can't remember them. They say to call 211 if you get pulled over by an unmarked vehicle. Yeah. Well, I'm not pulling over for an unmarked vehicle. On the chance that it is a cop, I would drive to a place where I know there's cameras, a gas station or Walmart or something like that. Lowe's parking lot, pull into some place like that where you're familiar, hopefully you're familiar enough with your area that and if it's someone faking, then they're probably going to just mosey on if you're in front of a camera and in well lighted place too. And I do that to make the cop feel safer too, so if I can help it. If it's at night, I'll pull into a lighted area if I can, if it's possible. And folks, always have your hands on your steering wheel and your license and your insurance already sitting on the dash, because I don't believe I should have to do that, but the reality is that some of these guys get spooked easy. They shouldn't be a cop. They're too timid, and they scare too easy, and they might shoot your ass. So, what are you gonna do? Brandy says, and they will let you know if it's a legit officer and not someone pretending to be. Yeah, but are they gonna contact the officer on the spot and let them know? Say, look, this person wasn't trying to evade you. They just didn't know if you were really a cop, and even then, the cop's probably still going to be an asshole in a lot of cases, because a lot of those guys are just straight up assholes who became cops so they could be assholes to people, and you know, not all of them, but enough of them. I've encountered them, you know, many times, unnecessarily being an asshole. Annette says, smoked one and lost the keys. Always a problem this time of year. Mark had no business pulling you over unless you're under investigation. Mr. Lee says, hi, Bliss B. My girlfriend has me watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at the moment. Oh, man. Do you want to watch that? That sounds like hell. Oh, that's okay, Jen. This is an important issue. I wasn't aware of it, so and we hope they find her, and it certainly helps. For the more people know, the better. So it's cool. We're supposed to be done anyway, but CFB isn't on, so we can go a little while longer. It's all right. Spending more time on a missing child is a worthy cause. Brandy says, TFB here in Jersey, some upper level officers drive their personal vehicles with police lights installed. Just looked up. She's all right. Oh, is she? Jen, that is an important story. You never know. Maybe someone will see this and more people will be on the lookout for the little one. It seems like Mr. Lee might have found out she's okay. Nice that we can talk about all different things, not just one thing. Oh yeah. I just worry about if we do too much stuff that's off paranormal on this one, like that some people that are they're into this particular content may, because I'm already worried about the random lives, because the random lives are meant to be everything. Lockbeard Random Live is meant to be about just whatever, but Lockbeard Phenomena is supposed to focus on paranormal. But I don't see why anyone would have a problem with us bringing attention to a missing child, though. It's not a random, so I don't mean to take it off topic. It's fine, Jen. Don't worry about it. It's cool. Taking a show wider sword side by side to head looking like eyes in the mid center. Caitlin erased it off her phone. Too bad. I would know a little bit on now. I can see it in my area. It's mainly rural, so most are marked, unmarked, fishy. Huh. You hear if I didn't like the show. Yeah. A lot of folks are from Tennessee. I will show improvement issues also. Someone close to the child knows and is party to the fact. Well, Mr. Lee, I think is that what I think that's what he was saying, that maybe she's been found. I don't know. Um, let's see if I can find something on that. Um, oh shit, dude. Okay, I'm seeing two different YouTube videos here on Summer Wells. One says Summer Wells. Oh shit, dude. All right, we're gonna look at this.
It's been 1 week since Summer Wells was first reported.
Hold on a second. This is like a 1 minute video. I'm gonna bring it up. It doesn't look good, folks. Just a second. I haven't watched this video, so we're going to see it together.
It's been 1 week since Summer Wells was first reported missing. Here's a look at some of the major developments revealed so far as the search for the 5-year-old Rogersville girl and the investigation into her disappearance continue. Summer Moon Utah Wells is 3 feet tall with blonde hair and blue eyes. She was reported to be barefoot and wearing a pink shirt and gray shorts before she went missing. She was first reported as last seen Tuesday, June 15, walking near her home on Penn Hill Road in the Beach Creek community, wearing a pink shirt and gray shorts. She was planting flowers with her mother and her grandmother, and she wanted to go into the house, so my wife watched her go into the door and she went into the house, Wells said. And the boys were on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother came in, and she says, Summer, and she went down into the basement and she didn't answer. So she went down there and she was gone. Thanks and have a good day ahead.
Okay, you're going to see it right here. I'm hitting the dislike button on this bullshit. That was bullshit right there. Get the fuck out of here. Lockbeard, great show. Hope everyone has a... Excuse my French, folks, but I think that justified a F-bomb. Hope everyone has a good evening. For some, I suppose, good night to all, and to all, good night. Thanks, Wizard. Thanks for coming by. So you saw it. The video was titled that she was found dead, and it was clickbait. Well, Icon, I guess I should tell you, like, because in other parts of YouTube they don't do the all caps thing. But in the Bigfoot community, for the most part, it seems that on these shows like this, if they're, because there's too many people in chat to read it all, like eventually I'm not going to be able to read all these chats at all. It's going to be pointless to try. So they'll put it in all caps so that the hosts can pick out the questions and important comments and stuff. So that's what she was doing. But in the rest of the internet, so for the Bigfoot people, on the rest of the internet, putting things in all caps means you're yelling and is often considered rude. Hiveless B, my dad's grave. You got to draw off the line somewhere, fella. That's the last time I try to be nice, damn it. Let's keep trying, fella. It's all good. Yeah, clickbait, Brandy. That was bullshit right there. So they did. So did they find her in the basement? Now, no. Well, I don't know yet. I need to look at some more here. Get rid of that. Now see where it says Dawn Wells was found hiding in a... See, again, I haven't seen this video yet to vet it, so... Oh, this is a 7-minute long video, though. Let me see here. Okay, so if it would have been a clue if I didn't look at the dislikes to like ratio. The dislikes were way high on that last one. There are 3.3K likes and 700 plus dislikes on this one, so maybe this one is more legit. And its title says Summer Wells, and then in quotes it says Dawn Wells was found hiding in a storage room. Should we watch that? I don't know. Yeah, icon. That was messed up right there. I hate it when people do that. Look, I mean, a little bit of clickbaitiness, okay, but that was total bullshit right there. This is a little girl who is missing and could be dead, and that was bullshit. Clickbait is a missing child. Yes. Something to Sasquatch about she's still missing. There are some people just sharing bad information. Yeah. As we just witnessed, some really low level bullshit clickbait in that video. I think you can even report for stuff like that. Because that's just wrong. I mean, free speech, but damn, dude. North Texas to the west of Louisiana. Yeah, I don't think she's been found. No, not excusing my French this time. Yeah, Brandy. Yeah, Jen says she's still missing. Oh, you talking about the caps thing? Yeah. Yeah. So you might start seeing that a lot here. For whatever reason, that's how the culture of the Bigfoot community on YouTube has developed. They use all caps to ask questions so that it's easy for the host to see. Yeah, so which you know, I would think that some of them run into cases where they were on a video where it's not Bigfoot community and they don't do that, and then they started trying to ask a question in all caps, and people are like, why are you yelling? Okay, you're asking a question. Of course, you can use the @ symbol to show the name of the host, I guess. But the Bigfoot community just doesn't seem to do that, really. Lockbeard, it's not good. Son's the dad. Wait, what? Like incest situation? Like she's her older brother is her father? Is that what you're saying there? For this beautiful soul. The girl's aunt went missing as well a few years before. Yeah, that's another red flag right there. They might have somebody close to them who is a very bad character. So hopefully the authorities can figure this one out. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to quit at 8 because usually Central Florida Bigfoot comes on at 8, and I don't want to run over on him like that. But I guess he's not on tonight, so they said he was at the Squatch Out or whatever. So we just been carrying on. We've been talking a little bit about this missing girl. And it sure seems to sound like it may be someone close to her or her father, perhaps. And so I don't know. Let me see here. There's something. I don't know. Because I'm doing this in real time, I hate to throw anything on screen until I've had a chance to vet it. That video I just played where someone did clickbait, you just missed it, Nikki. But I threw a video up that I found that said she had been found dead, and it was clickbait. Freaking evil. I mean, it sucks I can only give them one thumbs down on that video, but it looked like a lot of people were hitting the thumbs down on that video. So, but that is complete bullshit right there. What else? Oh no, there's more to this family's past. Yeah. Judy, he's his half sister, and others. She was 5, he was 12. What? Not quite. So the little girl is the child of half siblings? But you're saying, no, she was 5 and he was 12. That don't make sense. What are you saying? TFE says there's a lot to this that is questionable. Did someone snatch Summer or the aunt do it? Icon says, I got a good eye for clickbait. It sets off my BS alarm. Can't stand the dishonesty, especially when it comes from the agrarian community. Yeah, I just threw it up too quick. I gotta be more careful about that. Although exposing that person to everybody here, I think probably it's good that I put it up so people see that there is one serious asshole on YouTube. I went to eat pizza, pasta, and beer. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. That Jen says the half sister is talking now because Summer was 5 when she disappeared. Now, how long ago did Summer disappear? Hiva says the best way to get attention is to use spaces in all caps. Yeah. Although I've noticed that occasionally YouTube, if I use all caps for the whole message, occasionally YouTube will shadow ban it in the chat and you won't be able to see it. Oh shoot, I don't have my... But as we saw the other night, sometimes it goes ahead and shows up in StreamYard, but it's not showing up on YouTube. So I'm going to go check here. Yeah, Hiveless. That message is not showing up in normal talk chat on YouTube. Well, at least as far back as so I'm going to put it on live chat and see what happens. There it is. Yeah, YouTube blocked that in regular talk chat. Hiveless. Nikki, I'm drinking a glass of large wine. LOCKBEARD is convinced I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, I think you might be, man. For a future show, can we talk gold and moosh? Well, maybe on a random live. The other kids have been removed from the home after the family received threats accusing the father. Whoa. There's a lot to it. Lee used glass pull tube. Yeah. Yeah. So sounds like they may be able to find her. Hopefully they find her okay. Yeah. Gray Hughes. Good job of looking into these type of cases and coming up with good theories. Who confirmed this is clickbait? What, the video where they said she died, but we watched the video and the video didn't say anything about her dying, that they found her dead. The title of the video was Summer Wells was found dead. So, yeah. Apparently she was not found. Sean says son was arrested on 15th. Yeah, I missed that comment up. Hey, it happens. Randy says, yeah, supposedly the parents passed lie detectors, but they refused at first. Ended up waiting a few days, then agreeing. Yeah. Caps to make a statement or ask a question. Yeah, that's what people in the Bigfoot community tends to do. For whatever reason, Bigfoot community culture developed in that way instead of using the @ symbol. Which in StreamYard, it doesn't highlight like it does in YouTube, so the @ symbol wouldn't work in StreamYard. So maybe it has something to do with people using StreamYard, but I haven't noticed that kind of thing. That kind of the use of caps happening in other StreamYard chats of other subjects. I've just seen it in the Bigfoot community. Yep, YouTube sucks. Yeah, she said there was other kids in the house. I guess there is. Go watch the interview room or Duty Run. Oh, no, it was a YouTube video. We were trying to find out if anything new is developed on the missing persons case, but it was a YouTube video, and I was like, well, I'll just throw it up. And I didn't look at it close enough. I should have. And it was straight up clickbait because she hasn't been found dead or at all, apparently. Michelle says, I often wondered about the vocal capacity of the Sasquatch and how it differentiates from our vocal capacity. Well, go out in the woods and yell at them, Miss Lee, see what happens. At this point, we can only speculate. Papa C. Craig's here. Hey, what's up? He says, well, I have service in the mountains. Hi. Papa Craig C. I always say it backwards. Yeah, we do, Mr. Lee. We need a specimen. Jen says, Judy has 3 boys in the house. They were taken by child services. Tim T is in Green Swamp just now. Yeah. I done clicked out the video, but it had way more dislikes than likes on the video. So a lot of people are making what they think about it. I didn't look at the comments, but I just instantly disliked it and took it off the screen. This release says don't apply human logic or anatomy. It doesn't work. Well, you're on a mountain. How goes it? Yeah, it sucks. You need some charge. All the red flags. Anyone with information on our whereabouts is asked to contact the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office at 423-272-7121 or the TBI at 800 TBI find. Yep. I'm near Muskogee right now. I'm not from here. This is just where my brother's farm's at, so I'm kind of laying low here right now. But I'm native Oklahoman, born in OKC, grew up in Okmulgee. Spent a year in Warner at Connors College. Spent another, like 10 or 11 years in Tahlequah at NSU. And been in a few other random places, but spent most of the last decade in Grove, Oklahoma by Grand Lake. But right now, most of this year I've been here, so in near Muskogee. I'm not in Muskogee, but it's the closest town of any size. Brandy says, "Hey, Papa Craig." Yeah, Papa Craig is hardcore, Mr. Lee. Brandy says, "You never know who will see this, or possibly her. Thanks, Jen and Lockbeard, for talking about this." Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully they find her. Yeah. Did you get that elk? Papa Craig says son and grandson are trying to get an elk in. Nana and I are kicking back at camp. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at something else here. Talk about body found, but I'm not gonna. I don't think it's legit. Her shoes being found? What? Alright, this is a YouTube saying that proof. They're trying to use her shoes to prove that Dawn did not do this. And there's. Man, you just never know if something's legit or not. I don't think I'm going to get any real answers trying to do live stream at the same time. Oops. Yes, I have, Mr. Lee. In fact, at all times, I have a couple of gold pans. I have a fluidized bed sluice in the back of the van, metal detector, and shovel, and I am at all times ready to do some gold prospecting. Or panning, technically, I guess, not prospecting, but panning, metal detecting, sluice box. brother-in-law's from here. Yeah, I probably don't know him. I don't really know anybody around here. My brother might, because he's got a business here. And he's been here for years. And to find a Bigfoot yet. Yeah, I already saw that one. Brandy says last update I saw was 2 days ago. The reward money has gone up. We need to get some psychics on this. Mr. Lee says, Papa Craig, keep on looking. Kiss for Nana. What's the next show going to be about? You mean like the next LOCKBEARD Phenomena or the next LOCKBEARD Random Live? I'm not really sure yet. But as you can see, it can go anywhere. I just use a subject to kind of start things off with, really. We don't have to stick to it. I mean, anything more about the Bigfoot sighting we were talking about would just be kind of beating it to death at this point, I think. I've been a TFP says I've been to Chandler, Tipton, Tulsa, OKC, and a town that starts with something like Simmons or Seminole. Yeah, there's a Seminole. But lots and Lawton, yeah. Bunch of Oklahoma towns. Jen says, okay, Judy, I don't use it too much. Just join Sawdust page, though. Yep. You did not know. You didn't know what? Like the gold prospecting stuff? Or the gold panning and all that? Yeah, I'm into that. Actually, I was the one time I thought I sensed something in the mountains was in the Appalachians, and I was up there gold panning for the most part, because most places in that area they don't let you metal detect, but I had it in case I did find a place. And I had a gravity dredge, which I never really got to use because you kind of need a specific topography for it to work. And a sluice box, a homemade sluice box that I had. Anyway, I was in the Appalachians and I was following this stream up the mountain, and I felt like I was being watched, and that I shouldn't be there. And it was strong enough that I turned around and went back to where I came. Papa says, come on up, Lockbeard. We have some gold left here. Do you? Well, I want all the gold. Mr. Lee says, I'm a mega interested in gold prospecting. You ever watch Jeff Williams, Mr. Lee? Him and his skeleton friend. He talks like a crazy person in his videos. And I can't remember the skeleton's name, but he has a skeleton, and he kind of works it like a puppet and makes him say stuff sometimes, and he's always annoying the shit out of the skeleton and taking his gold, and it's crazy. Yeah. If you're into gold panning at all, you've probably run across his channel. So Papa says, hi Judy, I'm tired and sore. So where is the location that this girl disappeared. Here's the Facebook page, I guess, of Find Summer Wells. I knew I shouldn't have clicked Facebook, but it bogs things down. Disappeared on June 15th, 2021. East Tennessee. Yeah. Go back to the official. Wish that stupid thing wouldn't come up. But it keeps doing it. Yeah, what's his name again? I can't remember it for some reason. The closest thing gold prospecting in the UK is nicking coins out of wishing wells. Have a couple channels on gold panning. Yeah. They do it a lot in Scotland, Free Spirit says. Yeah. Judy says, oh, you've been busy, or aches from arthritis. Every day is a new day. Yeah. Yeah, this website is not cooperating with me. Okay, there we go. Pop that back on the screen, I guess. TFE says, Lee, we go out to dried up creeks or wash and find dried pools, dig down and fill buckets and run through the sluice for small nugs and flour gold. Nikki says, I found some gold in the side of the street in Cripple Creek, Colorado. We panned as well. Cool. Papa says, I can't think of any names right now either. Yeah. I wish I could do some more gold prospecting trips, but yeah, it costs money, so. And it never pays for itself, right? Never pays for itself. No one's going to strike it rich. Probably not. In gold these days. Let's see, looking at missing Tennessee girl Summer Wells' parents both have criminal records. She was last seen at her Rogerville home on June 15th. This is on foxnews.com. Don Wells, Summer's father, has been convicted of multiple violent felonies and served prison time for convictions involving drugs and burglaries in Arkansas, Utah, and Texas. In the late 90s and early 2000s, he was cited for numerous parole violations. We don't want that video, I don't guess. That's not the same story. Read what the mother says about. Yeah, I read it earlier. And that, you want me to read it again, or so this won't let me highlight it. He was like, call. This is the mother saying, talking about Dawn. She said, I called Dawn because I was freaking out. I said, I can't find Summer. Get home now. He was like, call 911. So I dropped my phone because I had to run over and get Mom's phone and dial 911 because her ATT phone is the only one that works out here to call 911. So I called them and told them what's going on. Before the cops even came out, I went down and told my neighbors Summer is missing. Will you help me look? Is that what you were talking about? Mr. Lee says, ever seen that film with Bogart, Treasure of the Sierra Madre? I imagine I'd get like boogie mad and some. What? Red flags everywhere. Oh no, today. Not today, Satan. It don't make sense. So you think she's lying because she should have been able to reach 911? Yes, Judy, that was my point. She was on the phone. He's going to be going back to jail for what he did to his stepsisters and now 6 other females. Granny says, how can her phone make a normal call and not an emergency call? Yeah. 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 So you're thinking this implicates her then? Pull that out. Yeah, that just sounds dumb as fuck. So this is the Fox News article on this. So I'll keep reading. Summer's mother is Candace Bly. She also has a criminal record in the state of Wisconsin. Domestic abuse charges in 2003. Caption of this picture says, Tennessee search and rescue teams aren't giving up in the hunt for Summer Wells after the 5-year-old disappeared almost 2 weeks ago, but crews are scaling back efforts. Local media had uncovered Wells' criminal history earlier this month. In an interview with Kingsport Times News, he was pressed on his past but declined to talk specifically about his charges. He says he found God in prison, started studying the Bible intently, wanted to change. But he was arrested again in October 2020 after Bly accused him of domestic assault and deputies found him allegedly driving drunk up his own driveway. A criminal complaint from that incident alleges that deputies responded to the couple's home and encountered Wells pulling up the driveway, reeking of alcohol with a pistol in the glove box, which he was not allowed to possess. Bly and the children were granted an order of protection after she wrote that he drinks and throws things. I'm afraid of being hurt. He is abusive physically and mentally towards me. I'm afraid for my children and myself. My mother fears he's going to hurt her because she is staying in her camper on the property. But she had it dropped less than a week later. Court records show the domestic charge was dropped and the two appear to have reconciled. Wells later pleaded guilty to possession of a firearm while under the influence. Wells, Bly, and their 4 children live in a 780 square foot house near the center of an 11-acre wooded lot in Rogersville, Tennessee. The parents told local media they believe their daughter had been lured outside and abducted. They did not immediately return calls from Fox News seeking comment. Here it says that teams have searched approximately 3,000 acres for signs of summer, with more than 100 agencies contributing to search efforts by air and land. So it looks like there's a lot more here, but some comments down here. Yeah, it's a bad situation. So I wonder what happened. Was a call ever really made to the father? Yeah, who knows? Went out once, found a big Indian pots in the wall of a wash, but when we saw bones, we just left it. Bad juju to mess with burials. Yeah, but I mean, could be an important archaeological find, though. TFE, like, I mean, I don't want to go too much into this, like why I think it's very important. It was on public land or private land, for one. If it was on private land, I definitely think trying to get archaeologists involved of some kind to find out who these were, because a lot of these times people assume those are Native American, but they're not. And I think it's important to get more evidence to make it harder for the tribal governments to hide the truth, because they have been trying to hide the truth. They misuse NAGPRA to do this. Like, they'll try and claim bones sometimes when NAGPRA does not allow them to. NAGPRA, NAGPRA, is the Native Americans Graves Protections and Repatriation Act. It allows Indian tribes to take possession of the bones of their ancestors that have been found to be reburied according to their customs. Fine. But the problem is sometimes it isn't their bones and they claim it's theirs, and a lot of times, like there's a case, I'm not going to say too much other than it was on private property and the owner thought he had to turn it in to turn them over to the Indians, but he did not. And it was very possibly a case that those were not Indian bones, but we'll never know because the tribe got possession of them. And I don't see how we could ever get them again. And if we did, they've been contaminated, they've been moved to a different location. It's just, it reduces the amount of accurate information we can get out of them when they've been moved. Jen says supposedly they can't call because of no signal, but they can use Facebook Messenger. Yeah. When you come back to civilization, Papa Craig, ask Mr. Lee. Oh, Tar. Wow, what those girls. But when the call was verified as having been made and them both in different locations, they were saying how rough the terrain was to search. Imagine a 5-year-old trying to wander. I don't know about that. Also, the mother was outside. Wouldn't she have seen someone coming towards the house? Or maybe they don't get a signal for normal calls. They assumed it wouldn't get signal for 911. I don't know. Guess we will have to research, Annette says. Yeah. I'll be in and out, but hunting till the end of the month, Papa says. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think a lot of ladies here believe in this bullshit. Too many holes in that story for sure. Free Spirit, Jen, did the call between the parents happen? I meant not the 911 call. Did they send out the dogs? I don't know. And the cops can't find who did it. Brandy, where the mother was, can't see the back of the house. Okay, Hiveless. But let's try to hold out hope, though. What happened to the basement? TFB is live now? Free Spirit, supposedly. Sounds like she might be. I've been in small caves with back mudded up adobe style. We leave be. Found spearheads and warhammer heads recently on a shelf climbing up a wall. TFB? Feel free to give me the GPS coordinates for these places, because I don't have any qualms about investigating them. And I really think that more of this stuff needs to be investigated. The truth about the past is important to know. Phone is almost dead. I'll drop in again later. Okay, Papa. Well, let's continue to pray for her safe friends. It's been a long time since she first went missing, and they don't work hard to search without leads. What did you do with the spearheads you found, TFE? I'd say look at the interview room. You'll get info. They dropped the ball. No compassion for life. Thrown away. Right, Lockbeard. It's a perfect way to hide bodies. The detectives know more than they'll say. Social media is a big problem with drama. That if they have suspicion, they won't say, hoping the guilty party messes up. Yeah. Judy says, Brandy power prayers, but the masses is always needing amen, special prayers. TFE says, all private lands, family ranch, carbon dated pots found, digging, electrical trench, 1,200 plus years. Yeah, man. We need to know the information, man. I know some people are a little spooked by that stuff, but look, there's nothing to be worried about. There is nothing to be worried about. If you have problems, a lot of times people do it to themselves, you know. You curse yourself. If you believe it bad enough, you curse yourself. I don't want to go too much into that right now. I need to try and end the show. Police haven't said anything since August 2nd, so they're digging. Yes, Judy, we will pray for her. Mr. Lee, I think Hiveless is being a little He's being hiveless. We all know there's the possibility hiveless. Mr. Lee, yes, I was wondering that. TFE, true, they hold key evidence close to their chests. I'm not an officer, but it all sounds like they did something with her. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. Okay, so yeah, it does look like yeah, CFB is on. It's not a sit down, they're riding on a four-wheeler or something. Okay, let's go drop a pirate raid on CFB. Yeah, it sounds like a plan, Randy. So I'm gonna close her out. Thanks for coming, Annette, Brandy, everybody. I don't know. Oh, it's probably because when I had the sound from CFB coming through somehow. Hyla says, I can tell from the mom's fake story it's a cover for the dad. She's dead. Just like Jen said, get over it. Yeah, but man, come on. See y'all there. I like the way we approach topic here. Yard people. Alright. Yeah, do a pirate raid over on CFB. Throw up that pirate flags. Tell them you're coming over from Lockbeard. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night.